nobody sees God. God is a master, man. He a master of circumstances. He, just like people make art, that's what God does with life. He does that on such a higher dimension, and it's amazing. That's how he does, man. He creates, he breaks, he destroys chains. God delivers us. He opens our eyes. He helps us. He brings success, increase, growth, and wisdom. That's why I say by myself, I couldn't be nowhere without God. I ain't saying it for people, I mean it, because, his strength is made perfect in our weakness. In our weakness, in the flesh. This all the spirit, man, because making recordings, this stuff like this, trust me, it was far away from who I am as a person. Like, when I first set out, I wasn't really, and I'm still the same, like I wasn't really I didn't care like about, recording and stuff. It's only through the spirit it touched me, made me say God said he wanted me to say something to the world. So I say, okay, Lord, been at it ever since. But yeah, they jump bigger than a person, man. It's all about what we can do to further and bring in the kingdom. Still coping with a lot of aspects of fame and stuff, though. I don't think I'll ever get used to that. Just want to learn and soak up everything I can. So that only to free the captives of what Jesus came for. Spiritual. Well, yeah. Be vigilant. Keep your eyes on the Lord. These are the end times, and stay repentant, because any second be the last. That's what he say. Coming like a thief in the night. He will come like in the twinkling of an eye. Nobody will have time for nothing. He just go show up out the blue. Just everybody gone. Like everybody that's supposed to be with him gone. Everybody ain't left behind. Now it's the time to get right spiritually. Because you see all of this increase of demonic stuff going on. That's not no coincidence. It's not no coincidence at all. The devil is out to destroy all of creation, and he's using, he got a strategy to it, and it's clear. I see it clearly. I see the strategies, all the strategies clear, like looking at TV. Strategies are clear. See the devil be on that location distortion jump. Like throwing your location, all that. What, try to set you up for the perfect time to be destroyed, killed, or something. I mean, the Lord is my shepherd. I shall not want. There is no weapon formed against me that shall prosper. In the mighty name of Jesus, and every tongue that rises up against me in condemnation shall condemn. In the name of Jesus. And though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I fear no evil. For thy rod, thy staff, they comfort me. You know, these are things that I say any young man, you know, growing up, study this, you know, study and instill the son, my son, you know, hearken your ear to the Lord in your heart. Write his words in the tablet in your heart. Study Psalms 119. Read that. Choose a certain day of the week where you read that, you know. I know it's things I already said before, but you know what I mean? It's serious, man. God is Alpha and Omega. Don't be dismayed, discouraged, disheartened, or don't fear. See, I already said he will be with you wherever you go. It's not a lie. I have to stand by that, you know. We got assignments in this world. So at the time you stand and step into your align to your calling, that's when you set it up. Baptism. This Holy Spirit and water. You see that Holy Spirit and your journey starts, and it don't get easier, but it sure get worth it. But yeah, glory be to God, Most High. It's the head of my life. Praise. And ask God bless all listeners and hearers, even people that read my stuff. Like I ask them that bless them if they don't already know about the glorious gospel of Christ. That Lord, you reveal it, you bring it to them, you bring them understanding, and you call them out to be separate from the world, so that they can see it and they can bear much fruit in your will and go into the earth through whatever means of vessel or vehicle you use to facilitate and help in your will and purpose for your kingdom come. Implementing the kingdom derivatives. Bringing all things to restoration. And don't forget to pray for yourself too, people. Yeah, we can forget that. Pray for others. Pray for yourself. Alright, buddy. Hello, folks. I just did a recording about it was a revelation God just gave to me in a moment. Well, actually, there's another angle from it, you know, and it's actually more personal, and it's more involving my own contribution because, you know, now the magnitude of you know, the persecution I was receiving at one point in time, the only way for any cessation of it was through elimination, which the illumination was actually strategized, you know, like in a way, because my being in the light, my natural inclination is to speak the truth of God, because that's a part of it. So when certain measures that were extreme in nature were dealt to me, then I had no choice but to embrace and you know, illuminate the truth me doing that and illuminating the truth of, of the light of the gospel, what I was dealing with, the nature of what I was dealing with, and the wholeness and fullness of what I was dealing with, to identify exactly what I was dealing with, the aspects of it and everything, in order to eliminate that terrorism, or that satanic demonic tactic. So in order for me to do that, I had to be, in a sense, kind of attached to more political means, or more like physical aspects of the world, because I had no choice in order, because that's you know what I'm saying, like it was things where me embracing what I was going with, what I was dealing with, the things I was going through, automatically elicit like certain responses from other aspects in society. And that was expression wise, things like that. So that was like, it was, like, cause for the longest, I made it clear early on that, all I was doing was expressing my testimonies for the inspiration of others. Now, those testimonies inadvertently, antagonized or incriminated or whatever some others. But see, that was never my problem. Because the only thing I'm responsible for is sharing the testimonies that hold the power, and thus giving power to others. I was least concerned with the who's and why's as much as the testimony. But then over time, as testimony persisted, and it became, to a point where something had to be, so I had to speak about the things I had to learn about the things I previously had no knowledge whatsoever of any of these things that were going on, or why they were being formed. I knew the why, but I looked at it spiritually. I know Satan hates God, so that's why. It's simple. But then, as far as like the technicalities and the physical perspective and aspects and all of that, I was kind of cloudy about, until I learned to educate myself on the things that was taking place. And so I started incorporating that into my art form, because that's what else is an artist gonna do? Talk about their pain, their anguish, the hard times, all of that. That's what I did, and I stand behind it, 100%. I always will, because that's who I am. As an artist, I'm an artist. That's what I am. Now, what I went through was just a storm that I was going through, just like anybody. Nobody is who they are, who is what they go through until they claim the storms. I don't claim the storms. I just went through the storms. The storms passed, or even if they haven't passed, still speaking in existence. So that's what that is about, So it's never me coming out of line, coming out of my place, or doing anything, that's doing anything that's not who I am, or that's overstepping my boundaries. I'm not overstepping anyone's boundaries or anything, but rather I'm fortifying what's mine. I'm pretty much standing up and defending it just by the mere existence, just by simple existence. Do you oppose the demonic tactics and things? Because just the existence of light destroys darkness, And that's what it is, like, as far as my contribution, So my contribution can't be, linked or, attached to the demonic forces with the intention of, like the satanic tactics and things, with the intention that it shall be, destroyed, which indeed was one of Satan's devices until, like now, illumination thwarted that, but, you know how that works. The enemy always want to come back, That's how Satan does, but we remain, we got to stand firm in the faith. And that's what I'm I'ma do to the end so I can't no more. I didn't ask to be, came for. So, I don't have to be asked, when I reinforce, what I stand for. At any given time, those demonic tactics, they would happen at any given time. I had no control over it. I had no control over me. It's the same thing, it was demonic, so I don't have no reverence for the devil. I pray, God, I'm covered under the blood of Jesus. I know that for a fact, in the name of Jesus. So, I've seen some of the wildest stuff, been through it, felt it, the lowest lows in my life, fighting, I invested too much into my art form, if my art form get pulled into uncharted territory, my art form get, my dreams get pulled into dangerous water, my dreams get pulled onto thin ice, then I'm right out there with it. I don't care where it is, because that's the faithfulness God shows to us. And I want to show that same faithfulness to the gift he gave me that I can use to give back to him. So, that's my responsibility. Just like it's anybody else's responsibility. Their own contribution, their blessing, their talent, whatever God gave them, it's their responsibility to protect that and keep that, and keep, by any means, of course, biblically, but you get the picture, like, it's not the devil's. The devil think yours, whatever yours is his. It's not the devil, It's not, it don't belong to him. We belong to God, and so do our contributions in the light, And that has to be reminded, got to make that clear constantly, because I see there's a certain deal of reiteration that just continues. This is the end of the cycle because that's what spiritual warfare is, So I find myself having to repeat stuff already that was clarified thousands of times, not literally probably hundreds, but a lot of times, plenty. But, that's what Satan works, because even if the minds can grasp a little sliver of the light, Satan rushes back with the madness of the world to try to confuse them and blind them and block their back out, Because like God, we care about sinners, Anybody in the light got a heart for sinners, and won't will that nobody go to hell. Everybody make their own decisions, though, Yeah. You want the picture to be clear. And, it's not like the illumination of demonic tactics is the end of my craft. It's not like that. You see, that whole concept right there was strategized, so it gets deeper, believe me, but I don't see a need to have to go that deep unless I just have to go that deep, But it's like that whole concept itself was strategized, and it ultimately was strategized by Satan, It's not like the beginning of my illumination of persecution, that would free many captives spiritually and myself too. That's not like that was the beginning of that, was the end of my passion or my dreams or my career as a writer or a poet. That's not the case. That's the illusion. That's an illusion and a delusion, Because my craft is still unassociated or unattached to any of that, any of that stuff. The only reason any of that is even mentioned is because I had to mention it in order to get relief, or because it was, or to get, order, that was disorder, to get order and restoration, because none of it was righteous, none of it was supposed to be, from everlasting to everlasting. Forever glad in his joyful presence, just that's the strength, the joy of the Lord, our strength. Nobody has it all figured out like to the point, 100% everything together. Because even, the most righteous person on the planet, their righteousness is like filthy rags to the Lord. It's just His grace that saves anybody, that anybody get to heaven. Because we sinful creatures, So sin is tainted that God can't be with us in the flesh. God can't be with the flesh. God is angry at evil every day. We create that relationship with God. We adopt His characteristics. And then it's just not something that you try, just who you become. That's what I want to be. That's what we have to be here. Bodying the Son of God. He came in earth in His likeness. It's like once you accept and give the Lord a try. I mean, anybody that haven't yet, just give Him a try, and He gonna prove Himself to you. Cause I see a lot of false doctrine, and I see a lot of doctrine that, and it's like once you have the light of God inside you, then you understand it. But if you don't, or you haven't yet, then everything gonna seem the same. Even God and Jesus and the Spirit go just seem like a religion, but it ain't. It's deep. It's deeper than that. It's more substantial. It's life. It's true. It's real life. It's real life. And it's like once you get that light of God in you, then you understand it. And that's what I want. I want that for others, so they get their own relationship and they be saved. And then when they become saved and they become citizens of heaven, then they go want to do what I'm doing. Tell people about it. Everything tie in, everything go in order, interlock perfectly. But yeah, man, I know my contribution been under attack for years. That's just proof. You doing what God wants you to. So anytime anybody out there that they it seem as though it's taking a while or something, don't never give up. Cause God gave you that for a reason. His timing is good. His timing and non-timing different, cause it be things, aspects of our own personality and who we are that God has to fine tune and tweak in order to be who we need to be on that level, or to carry out that particular part and aspect of this will for our lives. So we have to we have to wait until we get to that point. That's why He said, be still. He is God. He said, be still. I am God. All we got to do is just put our faith in Him. because it's like, for instance, I use myself, because I gotta know that it's never about me, that no matter what God decides to do, I don't deserve the glory, the praise, or the honor. It's only Him. So it won't do me no good to try to get others to see me as God or to see me like God, or a God, because the things that the world rewards you for doing that is of no use to me. I can't pleasure in money or fornication, drugs, what else, that's sin, there's no pleasure in sin. In God's sake. It's the standard we must keep and hold up. But yeah, I guess I'll label this the second part, revelation from God, because I don't know. But every other time I've had, He gave me words of the Spirit inspired, which is almost every time. He is every time, really. It's always been on time, even if I ain't realize it at the moment. Been fighting though. And I think you have to be a prophet to really understand what I mean by fighting. Cause man, like some people they see things only physically. Now spiritual warfare is real and it's serious. And you have to do a lot of fighting on the inside. Then you have to fight on the outside too. But not with your hands. Cause Jesus didn't do that, You gotta be a living sacrifice to God. Just as the Lord was. Sacrifice the things that the world idolize or that your flesh wants. I can just feel the Spirit all over me now while I'm just talking right now. That's how I know. Might go through a little something, won't have it no other way though. And I want to make it clear though, because I don't want no misconceptions, like, when it comes to like, when I discuss going through, hard times and things, speaking about mostly spiritual. Believe me, I'm not talking about the persecutors in that fashion, like, when it comes to like, um, word curses and stuff. Indeed, that's a thorn in the flesh, but that's something we have the power though. We have the power to disband those. Though the whole concept of it is a constant, you know. So none of that is ever any kind of pressure to me. It's never any kind of stress to me. None of that is never any problems to me. It's not no big deal to me. I don't believe nothing that's said, and I don't care about nothing that's said, because the devil is a lie. And if it ain't no God, or if it's threatening, if it's menacing, if it's hatred, all of that is unimportant to me. I just want to make sure that's out to clear that up, So I don't care if it ain't happening. I don't care, and that's through, that's over with. And really, that been the case the whole time, from the start. But it's like, it'd be so much more important stuff to talk about than that, I don't have to keep talking about that. Just only ones confused are those who allow, who turn their eyes away from the gospel, or something, But as for me, my eyes are always on the same thing. Common sense, you have to, fortify or, take the appropriate steps and measures, but, I don't even hear, not most of the word curses I get or anything. I just know they there though. But it's really like, it's really just a constant in it. For all who follow Christ shall be persecuted. And your persecution will happen according to your calling, most times. And then there's other, there's different types of persecution. this message out though, Yeah, this eternalized. I mean these words forever, I don't never just talk. I mean what I say. Um, you know, uh, Once again, no glory to God. Speak the truth and to power, to eternal. I know you hit the nail on the head too when your words or like when you speak on a certain subject of this band satanic tags and they elicit a response for other objects, other aspects of the distortion campaign. That's just a little bonus. Anyway, God is victorious. Jesus is Lord. Praise Him forever and ever. You know, Satan has no truth in him. All that just inspires me to go harder against Satan. So if anything, the best thing, to do is to leave me alone. But that's Satan can't do that because he's demonic, God, glory to God though.